Karl Franz, the Emperor, Protector of the Empire, Defier of the Dark, Elector Count of Reichland, Prince of Altdorf, titles, is the legendary lord who will be leading the Empire race in Total War Warhammer. So let's learn about the guy, cause he's pretty interesting all told. Elected and crowned as Emperor in 2502, Karl Franz is the latest ruler of the Empire. Hailing from the province of Reichland, as Sigmar, the first Emperor, did, his reign has generally been looked upon pretty favourably, and he's held the throne for about 23 years at the point the game will begin. A young man when his father, the previous emperor, died, he was able to win the election to the imperial throne, despite being thought perhaps too inexperienced for the job, persuading all but one of the electors to vote for him over Boris Todbringer, the Elector Count of Middenland. This young man managed to surprise just about everybody, becoming a patron of the arts and sciences, reforming the empire from within, mainly for the better. The colleges of magic and the school of engineers both gained his favour, and during his reign have flourished. A political master too, he has managed to prevent hostilities between his brother elector counts, refusing to take sides in their disputes, instead acting as a neutral arbiter to find a solution. Dealing with the politics of religion too, he's managed to keep the favour of both the cult of Sigmar and the cult of Ulrich. No mean feat considering they don't really like each other all that much. It's no surprise then that Karl Franz is considered the best emperor since Magnus the Pious, who was a pretty big deal back in his day. On the field of battle as well, Karl Franz has led the armies of the Empire into the fight many a time and won. Frequently, as we saw in the trailer, he rides his Imperial Griffon Deathclaw into battle. Deathclaw was raised by the Emperor from a mere egg, and the bond between himself and the Emperor is said to be extraordinary. When the Emperor was wounded at the Battle of Blood Keep, Deathclaw stood vigil over him until the Reichsguard could arrive and carry the Emperor to safety. Together, the Emperor and his Griffin are a mighty pair. For himself, Karl Franz goes into battle wielding the mighty Ghal Maraz, Sigmar's own Warhammer from ancient times and the titular Warhammer of the franchise. He also carries his Runefang, which doubles as a symbol of office for an Elector Count, and he is clad in full plate armor as well as carrying a magical talisman called the Silver Seal. The Emperor cuts a fine figure on the field of battle, and his worthy deeds are many. So it wouldn't be a good video about how awesome somebody is without actually detailing some of their exploits, right? Right. So let's do that. So Karl Franz led an army to the imperial province of Nordland as his first act as emperor, to drive off the Norscan invaders who were raiding the coast and causing great havoc in the name of the Chaos Gods. You know how it is, blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne, that sort of thing. Leading the charge against the shield wall personally, the Emperor broke the Northmen and drove them back to their longships. Pretty badass for a young man who's kind of inexperienced in just about everything. At the Battle of Norduin, the Emperor led the charge of the Reichsguard, his personal bodyguard of Imperial Knights, against the flower of Bretonnian chivalry, cutting deeply into them and forcing the Bretonnians, who are pretty much known for fighting to the end in the name of honour, off of the field of battle. Against the chaos hordes of Morkelhai the Savage, Karl Franz led his personal company of greatswords. Basically, these guys are the elite guard of Elector Counts, into the centre of the horde and crushed the skull of Morkelhai with a single thunderous blow from Ghal Maraz. As with his statesmanship, the Emperor is well known for his quality upon the battlefield. Perhaps his greatest and most significant victory, however, was at the Third Battle of Blackfire Pass in 2519. This is the Battle of Blackfire Pass that we actually saw as a trailer when CA released some stuff at E3. Responding to pleas from the mad Count of Averland, Marius Leitdorf, the Emperor led an army to face the Greenskin horde, making its way to the age-old battleground. It was at Blackfire Pass that Sigmar himself had broken an Orc invasion and formed the Empire in the beginning, and Karl Franz would do the same. The horde of Vorbad Ironjaw hit the Imperial lines with the force of an avalanche, and when all seemed lost, Karl Franz led a countercharge of 500 Reichsguard knights against the Orc warboss, who had just killed Marius Leitdorf. Facing the creature in single combat, at first the Emperor was outmatched. For a warboss of such a mighty horde, is nothing if not fearsome and huge, brutal and cruel. The Emperor was quickly beaten to his knees. As all looked lost, however, the spirit of Sigmar was said to fill the Emperor, and he rose once more, strength filling him, and he slammed Ghal Maraz into the head of the warboss, smashing it to pieces. Does that not sound awesome? It sounds awesome. This guy's badass. Their leader dead, the Orcs and Goblins broke and ran, and the day was carried by the Emperor's men, the Greenskin threat broken for the time being. In 2522, the Chaos Hordes once more flooded out of the northern wastes, ravaging Kislev, and the Emperor rode to his northern brethren's aid. Uniting with the forces of order, the dwarves and the high elves among them, the Emperor and his allies won a great victory against the forces of chaos, driving Archaon back into the desolate north from whence he had come. Basically, all in all, Karl Franz is pretty much the best thing that's happened to the Empire in recent years. He's managed to keep it from fracturing even more, he's managed to keep the borders safe, and let's face it, he rides a cool griffin called Deathclaw. He's also supposed to be able to, in the lore of the game, actually ride an Imperial Dragon. I'm assuming CA's not going to go with that, but it would be kinda cool if they did. So there you go, folks, a brief rundown on the Emperor Karl Franz and his many exploits as ruler of the Empire. Hopefully in the game we'll get to see him as amazingly as he's portrayed in the lore, because really, he's a big goddamn hero, and from the previews we've been seeing, he's been done a lot of justice. I've been GreyHunter, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video about another one of these legendary lord characters.